Hello and welcome back to the Game Bet Match podcast. I'm your host, Manny Friedman, along with my co-host,
Comrade Brad Sloan.
back in the house, Rublev.
Yeah, baby.
Go.
Rublev.
Brad with the amazing hit, 28-1. I mean, that's
Yeah.
got to be your hit of the year so far, right?
For our futures, yeah. I mean, I haven't hit an outright like that. I think it's
Yeah.
the third one of the year though. I hit Sinner in one of the tournaments, maybe Montpellier or something. Hit Demon Or in Acapulco and hit Sinner here. So not
Yeah, you're
terrible.
doing well in the outright market. And I
Yeah.
remember you tried to talk me into that, and I wasn't really budging. Like I was
I
like,
understand why, because it wasn't like Rublev's not a player to get that excited about, but he was a former a finalist in 21, and at 28-1 with a decent draw, Rude was in his quarter. It was more of a looking at the price. I just thought the price was too good. I didn't expect to hit it, but it was the price was really good. I mean, honestly, the other thing too is in a tournament where Djokovic at even money I thought was bad. To win the tournament, there has to be value somewhere else. That means so you just have to hunt it down, basically.
Yeah. I actually didn't play anyone in the outright markets. I just didn't really know what to expect. I also didn't really know what we were going to get out of players like Tsitsipas, for example, out of Djokovic, for example. He's been recently he's been bad in Monte Carlo, but in the past between 2012 and 2015, he was a monster there, right? So you don't truly know what I don't think there was value in betting him at plus 100, but
I hear you. It's scary. I get it.
Right?
I get it.
And he's in the draw,
And I don't disagree with it's not like I would have taken Rublev at plus 200 or plus 500 or something. It was just sitting out there at 28-1. I don't know.
Definitely.
I mean, I put something down on Zapata Morales and Sonego. So
right.
If the price is good enough, I'll take it. I'll hit it.
Definitely.
So I guess that's where we start, right? So obviously Rublev, he's our BD Bulldog of the week. I don't think there was any other really option there.
Yeah.
Great week, obviously. First Masters 1000, right? Title.
Yeah, first Masters 1000. Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, played well, played really well at times. Played, managed his mental. Really, that's probably the most. But Rublev, he's tough. He's fit. He's really intense. I don't know. I don't have.
I'm gaining respect for the guy. I used to always kind of fade him early on in tournaments and kind of be oh, he has tons of holes, but it's respectable how he competes. Even when he has one of those mini meltdowns, he gets it back pretty quickly. And physically, he never really gives in, even for kind of a
he doesn't physically hardly ever give in. He occasionally mentally gives in. I mean, I can think of two examples. Rude at the World Tour Finals, where he really gave in mentally, I thought.
Djokovic in the Australian.
And then Djokovic to the Australian. So there are instances. But
I think it's when he's severely overmatched, though.
Or when he's just getting beat down and he doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, because he only kind of plays one way, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing in this tournament. There was really nobody who could beat him down. Even when he lost the set to Fritz and lost sets to Fritz and to Rune in the final, it didn't feel like he was being beaten down. They were really close sets that he just Well, we almost say he got a little unlucky.
I also think he was the beneficiary of a really good draw. To be honest, to play Struff in the quarters is a really good draw. Kachanov,
no doubt,
16, who is very one-dimensional and can't beat top 10 guys.
No doubt.
So, and then to play Rune in the final in that kind of tough spot where he was coming off that crazy win versus Sinner. And, it was a good spot for him, Also him.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the draw was great in terms of his quarter draw. But honestly, this tournament, there really wasn't a bad draw you could get. If Djokovic, for him being as high, what was he? He was seated fifth or something. So it really wasn't a terrible draw. I guess he could have had Djokovic in the quarters, but he still then he would have played Musetti. So I don't know. Nobody here was
Well, I think it would have been tougher if he had to play Sinner in the semis as opposed to Fritz.
I agree with that take. I agree with that take.
No.
But like,
So
there wasn't like again this draw with a questionable Djokovic and a questionable Tsitsipas. Like there was a lot of value laying around.
yeah.
In
Yeah.
the spot.
Well, that's the reason why the futures I played were all quarter futures. Like I played I think I won 3 of my quarter futures. I bet Sinner to win his quarter, the second quarter. I
And you
bet
had Rune, right?
I had Rune to win the third quarter, and I had Fritz. No, I had
Did you have Rublev to win a quarter?
yeah, Rublev to win a quarter. But I didn't have him winning the title. I had him winning a quarter. Because I thought that was kind of his peak. You know, once the semis hit, it would be better. I didn't expect Fritz to do as well. I mean, I was, you know, you talked me kind of into Tsitsipas, but like, I don't know. He's we're gonna get into it later, but he's kind of a guy I'm looking to fade right now. Like he looked really bad in that match in the quarters.
Yeah.
Against yeah. So but like a few takeaways, like I like the quarter betting, to be honest. I just think it's a way to get value on good players. And
I think you got to look where the value is. I mean, it's like obviously going for outrights is a longer shot, but like sometimes it's not a bad shot. Like I think it just depends on the price you're getting. It's obviously lower risk to go quarters. It's significantly lower risk because usually the toughest 2 rounds are the semis and finals. But yeah.
But what I like to do is parlay quarter winners. You know,
yeah,
like
that's cool. I mean, if there's good value in the quarters market,
2 quarter winners to parlay them, because that's a way to parlay like still good players. You know.
Yeah, I think there's, I think it's it just depends on the price. Like sometimes the thing is like sometimes the outrights give ridiculous. Like sometimes these books aren't always great at like doing their quarters, finals, and winner prices, and sometimes you end up with like steals. Like I want to say like Rublev was like 20-1 to make the final and like 28-1 to win it.
Yeah, he's not going to be plus 800 against anyone.
What?
He's not going to. So that means he would have to be plus 800.
No, 20 to make the final and 28. So that means that like do you think Rublev in the final is like 70% likely to win if he makes the final? Right? Because it's only 20 to 28. It's only like you're only getting, it's 1.4 units, which is like, yeah, it's something in the range of 70% roughly, something like that. So like, do you think he's like, you think he can't, you think he can't win a final? Like it's, if you're getting paid, like you want to take the outright thing because you're basically getting paid the same. I don't know. It was whatever it was. Like, so you have to look where the values. Like sometimes the books don't do a good job of like matching them up.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. So I think let's get into the quarterfinals. So quarterfinal day was pretty boring. It was pretty dull.
Yeah, it was pretty awful quarters. It was really depressing. So I was so excited. Like I was really excited for these quarters, and they ended up dudding out horribly.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I guess we can start with Musetti got beat by Sinner. I mean, Musetti was just done. Yeah. Like that was.
Yeah, we called that match perfectly on our last pod.
Right. Yeah, so that was. I mean, it wasn't what we expected. I mean, Musetti was done. Probably more mentally than anything else. That was that.
Sinner came out on fire too. Like the first set, he actually played really well.
And that the combination of those two just destroyed him. You know what I mean? And Musetti's just not good enough to beat like a guy like Sinner. And I think Musetti like might be a guy to fade against power players. Because I think he's better against guys who don't hit with as much power. Because you can kind of overwhelm that backhand, right?
Well, he also stands way back, right? He prefers playing like super far behind the baseline.
But I think that's actually bad for him against power because like if he's doing that against guys with not that much power, right? Then like it's not like he has anything else he can do when a guy with power comes. Whereas if you have a guy who stands like more near the baseline, like okay, if there's a little power, take a step back and you're fine.
Like, he struggled against Sinner, who barely comes into net. Like if he played Alcaraz, for example, I would lay like 5.5 or 6 games because like he plays with power, but he also likes coming in. Right.
Yeah. So and not that I would ever expect Musetti to beat Djokovic, but I think like of the top guys, like Musetti actually matches up like decently okay with Djokovic.
Yeah.
Now, again, not that I would ever expect him to beat Djokovic. Like Djokovic played terrible. Musetti wasn't even that good. Like, but I think like I don't know. I guess I wouldn't even think like Musetti, but I don't know. I don't know. Musetti's just not that good. That's the reality.
I mean, he's exceptionally talented, right? But I think, also mentally, he kind of gives in a little bit when
but mentally, but like, that's,
Yeah.
And honestly, like we talk about, he's like exceptionally talented, but like, is he as talented as like he's not the ball striker that Sinner is or Alcaraz or, you know what I mean? Like he's not like he's a shot maker, but like
shot maker. Yeah, that's a talented shot maker. Maybe not a talent. I mean, I guess that's different than a talented tennis player, I guess, because
I mean,
yeah. I mean, he's not a guy I'm gonna blindly fade, but I like that take against power. Like I think that's a good like a good take on Musetti.
I guess second one is we can talk about where I screwed you out of some or we actually I guess who do we talk about next? Sinner played Rune in the semis, right? So we can talk about Rune. Rune beat Medvedev down.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's not surprising. I mean, Medvedev hasn't looked. I mean, Medvedev hasn't looked good, except for maybe the Sinner match in 6 weeks or not. Yeah, in like 5 weeks. I mean, honestly, he wins, but he hasn't looked good doing it a single time in Indian Wells, Miami, or Monte Carlo up until the Rune match.
Yeah, he's just very mentally tough.
Like, and that can get you really far.
It can.
But against a guy like Holger Rune on clay,
yeah,
it's going to be tough, right? Like he had gotten really good draws in all of those tournaments.
Well, Rune is pretty comfortable moving forward. Like he doesn't mind.
He is, yeah.
And that's the way to play Medvedev.
You have to get to the net. You have to get to the net.
Like Sinner, even on clay, might still struggle against Medvedev because he just doesn't come in.
Oh yeah, for sure. No. And actually, like I talked about this on one of the previous pods, like getting in is actually really important on clay.
Yes, 100%.
It's a very underrated part of clay tennis, but because it's hard to hit winners, when you have a chance to put it, you have to come into the net and put balls away.
Did you feel like Rublev was more willing to do that this tournament than usual? Which is why he was able to win, or you?
No, I mean, I just thought he got good matchups at good times. Honestly, like I think it was more a product of getting good matchups. Like he got Rune after Rune had a tough tournament to get there, right? He got Fritz in the semis. Is Fritz great on clay? I guess he looked better on clay, but Rublev just completely outplayed him in the second and third set. And then Fritz played terrible. Actually, the after the first set in the semi, Fritz just played terrible.
Yeah, and then after the rain delay, he played even worse.
Yeah, so Fritz, I don't know what happened, or if Fritz just isn't that good, or if he just played bad. Like it was weird. Especially after I thought he played pretty well versus Tsitsipas, but maybe it was also a product of like it being a little more of a cruise control match because Tsitsipas wasn't playing.
Tsitsipas looked really bad in that match.
Tsitsipas
he looked a shell of himself.
Yeah, Fritz looked good, but Tsitsipas looked bad, and maybe Fritz looked like it helped. Maybe it helped Fritz that Tsitsipas that he like, I don't know, didn't feel like Tsitsipas was a threat or something.
So, what do you think of Tsitsipas? Like, I mean, I always thought that he was an overrated clay player. Like, he's had good results on clay, made the French Open final, but he was playing insane in 21. Like, to me, that wasn't his true level. That was just him peaking.
I mean, I don't know. He's a two-time Monte Carlo champion, right? He made the finals of the French and almost won. Like, so the pedigree's there, and he says he likes the clay. Like, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't done well. He hasn't done well in Rome, right?
He's made a quarters there, maybe won semis. Yeah, I mean, he's made a finals in Madrid, but
I mean, so like the
results are there. Right? That is true. And I actually think maybe the reason why he's decent on clay is because he's good moving forward, right? Like he's very opportunistic in terms of finishing points at the net.
Well, I think that's why. And he's really good at the net.
Yeah, he is.
No, but I mean Rublev came in 22 times today against Rune in the final, 14 and 22.
That's impressive. Like I would not expect that from him. Usually
And
he's
I didn't watch the match, so I don't know how many of those were like off
yeah.
of drop shots where Rune tried to draw him in. But
That's
that's
true.
more than I
That's
would
true. Rune
expect.
did hit a lot of drop shots. Yeah. Yeah.
15 times he came in against Fritz, which isn't a lot, but it's like, but he's not. I mean, he's not.
But Fritz
Doing
doesn't really
cash.
draw you in. You know, he just
What?
kind of
No,
Fritz doesn't really
Fritz
draw
doesn't give
you
you
in.
chances to come in.
Yeah.
He just hits the ball deep. So something in
Yeah.
between. I don't know.
Yes. But back to Tsitsipas, like he shanked so many balls against Fritz. Like maybe his shoulder is fine, but his timing is so off. Like,
and I guess that would make sense.
and
Like, so
playing
that was
like
probably a
Yari
bad take by
and
me.
Bonsai,
That was a bad
like,
take by me that was a bad take by me to back him because like it's so different playing Fritz versus playing Bonsai or Nico Yari.
yeah, yeah.
Like they're just different worlds. I mean, honestly, it wasn't so much of a pro Tsitsipas take as it was an anti Fritz take.
Yeah, that's true because Fritz has barely done anything on clay prior to this year. Right?
I mean, he's barely beating guys outside the top 100 on clay.
Yeah.
You know, so like, but yeah, I mean, Tsitsipas just looked. Yeah, I mean,
he looked awful. He looked.
He probably needs another. Is he playing this week? He should play this week.
Yes.
He should. I don't know that I would back him this week, but I'm glad he's playing this week because I think he needs a week to. He needs to. He may need the whole preseason to get informed for the French, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So the third quarter was Rublev versus Struff. Rublev won 1-6. A good run for Struff. I mean, Struff has his issues where you mentioned it on the Twitter, like he goes through just stretches of bad play. But when he's playing well, he's good, and he's a tough matchup for a lot of these top guys. Like he's not a guy that you want to see if you're like a top he's a guy who you might end up seeing in the first round if you're a top guy and you really don't want to.
No, you don't want to. Well, he has if he's playing well, he has the capability of basically taking the racket out of your hand. Because he just goes ultra aggressive on like every ball. And if he's hitting
that, and he is like actually like when he's playing well, when he's like mentally tuned in, he's pretty good. Like when he's mentally tuned in, he's
yeah.
When he's mentally tuned in, I think he's a top 50 player. The problem is he's like there's no consistency to that, and that's why he's sitting in the 100 range. But when he's mentally tuned in, he's easily a top 50 player. Probably top 30 to 40.
It's just weird how he does like he plays top 30 tennis and top 200 tennis in like
the same match. And that's why he loses.
It's so weird. Yeah.
And that is why he loses. But like I mean, it's really you know, he does well against he gives top guys fits, man. He's 3-3 and granted 2 of the wins were here, but and the other one was Shapovalov, but like he took 2. If you remember, he took 2 sets off of Alcaraz at Wimbledon. Granted, it was Alcaraz on grass, but still for Struff, like that's a pretty good result. He's a dangerous guy in any draw.
He is.
And honestly, really, what Rublev did is he just took advantage of the time when Struff was bad and then stayed even with him when he was good. Which that's the problem for Struff, right? Is like against top guys, like he's not gonna. He's like against better guys, it's going to be like, okay, he's even when he's good, and when he fades away, he just loses the whole set. And so it's really hard.
Right.
He has to peak basically for the whole match in order to win. But yeah, I mean, Struff has 27 top 20 wins in his career.
That's pretty good. That's
really good.
Yeah.
He's 27 and 67 versus the top 20. That's really good for a guy who's been, you know, he spent some time in the top 50, but he's, you know, I guess honestly for most of his career he's been in the top 100. But you know he's had a pretty solid career, kind of an underrated dude.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all those takes. I don't know.
Fourth quarter was Fritz Tsitsipas. Did we talk about Fritz Tsitsipas already? We did. Yes. Right? That was the fourth quarter. Rune Medvedev was a little match we didn't talk about yet. So the other quarter was we talked about that too. That was Medvedev just being gassed. So on to the semis. We actually watched these at your house. These were a lot of fun. Both these matches.
They were fun.
Rublev, Fritz, really good first set. I thought out of both. I mean, I don't know, really good, but very competitive first set. I thought
a lot of breaks,
a lot of breaks, but really tough conditions. Both semis really tough conditions, but I thought especially this one. And both guys, I think, struggle with the conditions. I thought I was really impressed here. And Rublev mentioned the post-match interview. And I actually think this is a really interesting thing with Rublev. Like, the fact that he was able to actually tone his game back. Because that's how he actually won this match. Is he actually toned his game back to beat Fritz.
Yeah, after the rain delay. He
kept more balls. He actually played a lot more longer rallies.
Yep.
In the second and third set to beat Fritz, which I thought was really interesting because that's not what you would expect.
No, it was a great tactical adjustment. And we were commenting like during long rallies in that match, like it almost felt like Rublev was the fitter guy, right? Like he would.
Well, but he is. I mean, Rublev is fit. It's not a fitness issue for him.
Yeah, but like Fritz would actually bail out of those long rallies faster. When you thought that the rally would favor Fritz, like a long extended rally would favor Fritz, it wasn't the case. Fritz was the one that bailed out. I think maybe part of it is because Rublev is just a little bit more comfortable on the surface. Like he's more used to the movement, maybe.
I don't know. It was weird. It was really weird to see Fritz like bailing out a few times there. And, I think he just didn't have confidence, right? Like I think he wasn't feeling confident. So he's like, okay, I don't want to try to play these long rallies. I'm not feeling good about it. But I mean, it was impressive to see Rublev make that tactical adjustment. I think he could do more of that.
I agree.
Dialing it back a little bit and because he is fit. It's not a fitness issue.
No.
I mean, there is an issue with Rublev that against top tier guys, he's probably not as good from different positions. If he's playing but it's tough. Like none of these second and third tier guys really necessarily are. Like, I don't know. Like Sinner has the same. Sinner doesn't come in. Sinner has the same problem. But I feel like Rublev isn't. He's just not as good when it's not a basic shot. Like if he has to play angle tennis, or if he has to play
fit, but he's not a tremendous athlete, right? I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's not like he's like. It's not like he's like. I guess it feels like he just struggles to adjust, maybe, like from an athletic perspective, right? Like he struggles to make quick movements.
Yeah.
So so he struggles to adjust to weird, different scrambly type of situations.
Well, we actually saw that with all four guys on Saturday. Like whenever someone would hit a drop shot, they wouldn't know what to do with the ball. Like when they
Rune might be the exception there, but the other three, yeah. I mean, it was amazing. That was amazing. So transitioning to the second semi, it was amazing to see Sinner just unable to have any idea what to do, even with a floating drop shot.
Yeah, no clue. And Rune actually deserved to win that match because he completely outplayed Sinner in the third set. He was the one generating opportunities, and he was the better player for sure.
Yeah, I mean Sinner, it's really I mean he just had no idea. Rune hit so many drop shots, and I would be that's a terrible drop shot, but it'd be he'd win the point every time.
I know. Yeah.
And Sinner didn't try a redrop a single time.
Yeah, and I think this is Sinner's prior to this year, he had trouble beating top 10 guys. And I think this is kind of his issue was resurfacing here. That's how I viewed this match. Against a guy that hits big and probably has a slight movement edge against him, can do a lot of good things on the court. And he struggled with that, because the
other thing, again, in my mind, it was just the net got exposed, the lack of ability to know, and not even net, but just
knowing when to come in,
and no idea what to do. And when Rune hit a crappy drop shot, Sinner would look almost confused.
Yeah,
it's
true. It's true.
Sinner was 13 of 27 at the net in that match.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
That's under 500.
Right, he's 500. So like when Rune was hitting shitty drop shots, it was basically 50-50.
Yeah.
The point, which is like,
Yeah, I can't remember like a clean winner drop shot that Rune hit, right? They were all like mid rally, kind of in weird positions, and like Sinner would get there and just miss it. It happened.
Or do something dumb, hit it back to
Yeah.
Rune, like
something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was
and there's just like no like touch or no redrop. Like the drop redrop is great, and Sinner doesn't use that tactic at all.
Yeah, on clay it works really well, especially.
Yeah, but on any surface, honestly, because like you're at the net, so you don't have to hit it very far.
Right.
So if the guy hits a dropper and doesn't come in, you can redrop and like, yeah. So I was
I mean, in terms of betting, like just that single match, I bet Rune plus I think 160, 165.
Yeah, I got him at 150, and I did too. And it wasn't even, it was like, yeah, I mean, I was surprised the line was that far towards Sinner.
Well, they're a prisoner of the moment, kind of like the books too. I'm sure, like they've seen Sinner blast Musetti away. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure the books also put more stock into Musetti beating Djokovic, whereas we didn't. Like, which was good on us, because like that's such a good win. But like Djokovic really played poorly, and like,
well, and there's now rumor that he's hurt because he had the compression sleeve on.
Yeah, there are rumors, but he is playing Banja Luka this week. So
yeah, so maybe he's not. Well, he is as of now. We'll see if he plays it.
True. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Rune would, he had a good event. I expected him to win the quarter, and I thought the matchup versus Medvedev was good. He got through that comfortably, although that was a tough spot for Medvedev. And then the final, the Sinner win was really good one, but like I also thought coming back to play Rublev after that like short layover, like
it was a disadvantage. Yeah,
it was a big disadvantage.
I also think like
it didn't really feel like it during the match, but like it may have taken a toll when he was up 4-1, love 30. Like just that last hurdle of that, mentally, I don't think it was much physical fatigue. I think it was more mental fatigue, than anything. So it couldn't have helped. That's all I'm saying,
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a fun tournament. I don't think the tennis was good, but it wasn't like great, right?
I mean, yeah, it was tough. I mean, the semis were tough conditions. I didn't see too much of the final. I didn't see any of the final this morning. I had a tennis match myself, so I was playing while these guys were playing. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just a tough condition tournament, It
is. It's right near the water, right? There's
a lot of wind. It's slow, rain. Super slow. Like
it's tough.
Yeah.
And then betting wise, what would you say is like your best bet of the week besides the Rublev futures?
I mean, honestly, probably the one I lost on Hurkacz's Draper to go more than 1.5 tie breaks.
That was so bad. That was such a painful.
Which is our brings up our Boost of the Week award.
Yeah.
So our Boost of the Week goes to Draper because that was just awful.
Yeah.
Backup Boost, which is only because the Draper fail was legendary. The backup Boost of the Week goes to Zverev, especially for those comments after the match. Like that's just atrocious, man.
Atrocious.
Like
just a total excuse, crybaby. It's just like, if he wins that match, do you think he makes those comments? Absolutely.
No, and like,
just so bad,
especially coming from Zverev.
Right.
He had his own issues of doing like distracting things.
Yeah, not just distracting things, like
dangerous things,
abusive things.
Like smacking the umpire's chair was
exactly. Yeah. So just atrocious. I mean, I never.
But Medvedev's hilarious. Medvedev's comeback was great.
It was great, especially to Rune. When he told Rune,
you played unfair.
that you were very unfair. I
Yeah.
don't even know if Rune knows about it, about all the beef.
I don't know. I don't know if Rune's like Rune. He looks. I mean, I don't know how in tune he is with the social tennis world of the ATP tour. Like he might be. I don't know.
I wonder if Patrick Mouratoglou fills him in. Yeah.
I want to see how much off-camera time Mouratoglou spends with Rune.
Well, apparently now he's done, right?
I think now he's done. Yeah, I think they extended it for 1 week, and now I think he's done.
And if he won the tournament, he probably would have extended it, right? So does Patrick Mouratoglou call the shots in that coaching relationship, or does Rune call the shots in that coaching relationship? Because it seems like the only coaching relationship where the coach calls the shots.
No, I don't know if I don't think there's a single one, because like Rune's paying the coach.
Right, exactly. But it seems like Mouratoglou has decided when he's going to leave.
Yeah, you're right. Mouratoglou he can do that, right? He has the power to, because he doesn't need to be Rune's coach.
Yeah, he'll just barge his way into some other top players.
Well, Halep's next.
Huh?
Halep's next. That's the rumor.
Halep?
Yeah.
I always thought he's gonna try to barge into Rybakina's box. Get into Kazakhstan. I don't think he has many Kazakh affiliates. So she's now a top player without much publicity. So he's going to try to like barge into her.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. My bet of the week, I think, was the Rune minus 1.5 sets against Medvedev at plus 170. Just seeing that spot that Medvedev was in, and
that was a great bet. I just am always I was scared to bet that, but you absolutely made the right move there.
And the Sinner going more aggressively on the Sinner versus Musetti, whereas the line was, I think, set at 4.5 or 5. And I was like,
it was 4. I think it was 4.
4, yeah. And I was like, go 6.5, go 7. Because I thought it could. The score line was what it should have been, 2-2.
Neither of us were surprised that match got out of hand.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to get out of hand in the second set, so I bought it. I bet it, Sinner minus 3.5 in the second set at plus 250. But
yeah, I just thought that was a good spot to be aggressive, and it held well for me. It was good for me.
Yeah.
So those are
all right. On to the upcoming week. We've got 3 tournaments. We got Barcelona, Banja Luka, which is like the alternative for Belgrade. And we have Munich. So all play events. I guess we start in Barcelona. That's the big one. I mean, Barcelona is.
Well, let's start small and go and then go big.
Okay.
So let's start with Munich.
All right.
Share my screen. We can take a look at the draw. All right, so Holger Rune is the 1 seed. Well, let's go start with like some future odds.
I mean, let's just look through the draw first, right? So Rune's the top seed. I mean, if he actually decides to play this, because he had a long week in Monte Carlo.
Yeah,
not really. I mean, he had a walkover, right? And he was a top 8 seed. So only really 4 real matches.
Start on like Wednesday.
Yeah,
but he should play.
Yeah, he might play. I mean, Sonego's the only scary guy in that quarter. Sonego's always scary, but I think Rune should. I mean, he should.
I actually disagree. I think Halas is dangerous.
Halas is dangerous as well. I agree. Yeah, actually, whoever wins that match is dangerous.
I agree, and I'm actually placing a Halas futures to win the quarter.
What is that at?
Plus 800.
I like that a lot.
The only reason why
you know what? That's a tough draw, though. I don't like that at plus 800.
You don't?
No, because he's got to beat Sonego, Garin, and Rune.
Yeah.
Like, I like the way Halis is playing, but that's a tough draw. Like, I think he's just in the wrong quarter to bag. I actually think this might be a complete stay away quarter because, I mean, who else is out there in that quarter in terms of futures odds?
Sonego is plus 700. Garin is plus 350, which I don't like at all.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Hanfman is plus 850. Rune is minus 138, which I don't like at all, considering he's coming off a long week. Montero's plus 1800. So that's why I like.
It just feels like the book must be completely juicing it up there.
They might.
I mean, the book is completely juicing it up there. I mean, I mean, just looking at that, it.
I think Halis should beat Sonego. I think I think Sonego is just too erratic, and I heard that Barcelona plays quite slow in general.
That would make sense. Well, this isn't Barcelona. This is Munich.
Oh, I'm sorry, Munich. Yeah. Do you have on your chart, like, don't you have the chart of surface speeds? Like, where's Munich?
Gotta pull this up. Where is Munich? Munich is in Germany.
Yep. I heard it's pretty cold there.
It is cold. It is cold. It's
So that tells
me
the
weather for this week is what?
It's gonna be slow.
The weather for this week is in the 50s Monday to Thursday.
With rain.
80% chance of rain Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, so it's cold and it's raining. So it's going to be
Thursday, which really makes me think that futures plays are not the play here for this tournament. I might just lay off completely.
Well, to me, see, I think Halis has the edge against Sonego in cold conditions, right? Because he kind of hits heavier, and Sonego kind of prefers faster conditions, I feel, right?
Yeah, so Munich's really slow. It's not Monte Carlo slow, but it's slow. I mean, it's clay, right? So it's like slightly slow clay.
Okay.
But it's clay, so that makes it pretty damn slow.
Yeah, yeah. And the fact that it's cold and raining.
Yeah, it's gonna be worse.
Yeah, I mean, but Halis actually prefers quicker too. Like, he played well in Estoril, and Estoril was like hot and sunny. Not hot, but warm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm staying away from that quarter completely.
Probably a smart move.
But I do think, like, I don't know.
I just think
that Halis Sonego is a really interesting first round matchup from a viewing perspective.
It is. I think as a long shot, Halis has the best odds there, or like the best chance, or like the best value is what I'm trying to say in that quarter at plus 800. Because I think Sonego Halis is like a pick 'em pretty much. Maybe Halis with a slight edge, and you're getting him at plus 800 as opposed to Sonego at plus 700.
Yeah, look, if you have to take somebody here, I would take Halis, but you don't have to, and I just think this is a complete stay away.
Fair enough. All right, next quarter you got Zverev. He'll play the winner of O'Connell and Humbert. Kaboli, a qualifier, will play Thompson, and Ote and Baez is in this quarter. So quarter futures here, Zverev is minus 150, Baez is plus 375, Kaboli's plus 700, Jordan Thompson plus 1200, O'Connell plus 1200, Humbert plus 1200, Ote plus 2000.
How hilarious is it that that a qualifier is the third favorite in this quarter?
I know, it's a weak quarter. Really weak.
But I mean, like, can you really pick against Zverev here in this quarter? I mean, I think the play might be Zverev. Like,
not at minus 150.
Really? He's got to win 2 matches. And it's versus O'Connell or Humbert. What is O'Connell?
Plus 1200 to win the quarter. I'm going back to the well. I'm going with Baez at plus 375 to win this quarter. Because basically he only has to win. Well, he has to win 2 matches, but Ote is basically a bye.
Well, Ote's been playing a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, do you think, like, the fact that he's in Germany and he has home field advantage?
I think it's relevant for him.
Relevant here.
I think it's more like Ote's been like I mean, look, OJ's got 3 wins in the past. Well, he's got a few wins this year. He's not like as horrible. He's not been good though either. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. He'll beat Oat. Bias will beat Oat. There's no
I mean, home field is relevant. I agree, but it's
but
not.
He'll beat Oat. The problem is that here's my fear with Baez is so far here's his results on clay on the European clay.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Albot 7-5, 7-6. Fine. We said like, oh, okay, he's just getting used to the clay again, after going back to hard court, yada yada, fine. But then he comes back and beats Kachin 4-6. Kachin's been terrible this year.
Yeah, that's not good.
Lays a complete egg versus Rude, 3-love, and then gets straight setted by Draper. And granted, he was the better player versus Draper in the second set. And I think actually throughout the match, like 1 for 12 on break points. But it still is Jack Draper.
On Jack Draper's like least favorite surface
in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I think it's so short, but I think Zverev at minus 150 is the value. Like
at minus 150?
Yeah, I mean, because look, you don't think he can beat O'Connell or Humbert and then Baez? Because Baez is going to get to that quarter. I mean, I don't know. Like
the thing is, like to me,
Baez, what's the line on that match?
Probably Zverev -3.
So it's probably Zverev minus 200 or something.
Yeah. So I'm basically taking Baez as a dog in that match because I don't see how they don't play in the quarters. Even though Baez has been pretty bad, like he's better than all 3 of these guys. Like,
yeah.
Right.
No, I mean,
and it doesn't matter if it's slow conditions, fast conditions. Like he'll beat all 3 of those guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would be shocked to see those 2 guys not meet in the quarters. And if I'm getting plus 375 for Baez to win that quarter, I like that value more than taking minus 150 on Zverev.
I hear the argument, man. Baez, there's nothing that makes me think Baez is going to beat Zverev. But it's also scary. Like, I might just stay away also because, like, the other thing that scares me is that so there's 80% chance of rain Wednesday, Thursday. Mm-hmm. That's right around when quarters are gonna quarters are probably gonna be Friday.
Friday. Yeah.
But it could get backed up. Like you could have a playing twice in a day situation. Like I'm gonna stay away here.
Stay away?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Mostly because of the rain. Because if they wash out Wednesday or Thursday, are you gonna have if they wash out Thursday and or Wednesday, are you gonna have them playing round of 16 and quarters in a day?
Yeah, but as of now, it's only 40% chance of rain on Wednesday and 50% on Thursday. So it doesn't look like
interesting. So I'm seeing 80 each day.
Oh, really? Okay. Different weather apps.
Yeah. It's amazing how different apps give you completely different stuff. But yeah. I guess it's showers, so maybe it won't rain the whole day. I don't know. But they're saying, I mean, it's looking like it's 60 to 80% all day. I don't know what the court's like. I don't know if they can play through it if it rains, but ew.
It's just going to be very, very heavy conditions. So.
Well, Friday and Saturday are a little bit warmer. Friday's looking that's looking like 60s. So that's a little bit better.
Okay, but it's cloudy throughout the week, so there's not going to be any sun, and then the fact that it's raining Wednesday and Thursday, that means that the
it's going to be damp. You're right.
Damp. So it's just going to be heavy conditions. So I don't know, favor guys that can hit big, right? Is that
that wouldn't be Baez.
Baez does hit pretty big. He kind of hits almost too big for his frame, I feel. Like he almost tries to go too big. You know?
Yeah, but he's not as big as he doesn't go as big as Zverev. I mean, maybe he goes bigger than like Humbert or
Yeah.
something. But
Yeah, like Montero might do well in these conditions, for example. Right?
no,
Like
no.
heavy topspin on the forehand.
But the
Nah,
ball
that's
won't
true.
kick
Yeah,
up.
that
The ball's not going to kick up. You don't want spin
okay.
guys here. You
Good
want
point.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right, third quarter.
So flatter hitters, I guess, do better, right? In heavy conditions.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Yeah. All right, third quarter. Carballes Baena against Giron. Richard against Struff. Struff is actually a guy that might do well in heavy conditions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
he actually has more time to wind up those big groundies, and he hits pretty flat. Karatsev and Altmaier and Bodik Van de Zandschulp is in this quarter. So quarter odds here, you get Bodik at plus 210. Yuck. Struff at plus 240. Carballes Baena at plus 375. Karatsev at plus 450. Altmaier at plus 850. Giron at plus 1200. And Richard at plus 3300. So to me, the quarter comes down to that Baena Struff second round match. I think whoever wins that match wins the quarter.
I don't know, man. You told me Altmaier's at 850.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling that.
What's your thought process behind it?
So Altmaier's pretty good on clay, right? He's more of a clay guy, and then he should be Karatsev. Although
Yes.
Karatsev did qualify, but he should still be Karatsev. Then he's got a vulnerable Bodic in round 2, and Bodic will be his first match of the tournament. Whereas Altmaier will have a match here.
Yeah.
He's on home soil, literally soil.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And then he only has
I
to
just
play
think like
one of
I
the
like a long
guys.
shot here because I don't think like I don't think anybody in this quarter is any better than anybody else. Like, is Struff or Baena that much better than Altmaier?
So I think Baena's building up some confidence from that win in Marrakech. Like I think that's going to help him. I think Struff.
You
Like
know
I
what? Check that. Altmaier's coming over from the winning the Sarasota Challenger, so I don't like him as much.
right.
So I'm probably gonna stay away. I just think like I don't think the odds are good enough on Struff, Baena, or VDZ. Especially Baena, because like Yaron still is a professional tennis player. He's not great on clay, but he still is a professional tennis player. And then in the
Yeah,
second
but
round, you've got
I
Struff.
saw Giron play against Machak in Houston, and it was horrendous.
I'm
So
not saying Yaron is good on clay. I'm saying he's a professional tennis player.
oh, okay. All right.
Like, he's not Richard. He's not, like, I would take Yaron over Richard or Karatsev. I think Yaron is live in that match against Baena. And then I think Struff is live against Baena. And then whoever he plays in the quarter, I think he's live. So, and then you could almost say the same thing about Struff with the exception of Richard. Plus, Struff is so shady at times. Like, in terms of he just like goes away for like, small periods we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
the odds are too short on all three of those guys. And Altmaier, I don't like a guy who just played a long week winning a challenger coming over.
coming from America, yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is another stay away quarter.
I like Struff here. That's my play. I think he's on home soil, coming off a good week in Monte Carlo, and I actually think these heavy, slow conditions are going to help him.
I don't disagree with any of that. I just don't like the price.
Plus
It's 350. What?
Plus 240, but the rest of the guys in this quarter are just like really not good.
Is Struff a favorite against Baena?
He would be slightly.
Is Struff a favorite against Altmaier or VDZ?
Yes. At this point, yes, based on how form is.
I don't know. I mean, I hear you. The logic makes sense. I just don't think the price is good.
Okay.
Like it's like that. That's a guy. Struff is a guy that like I would look at that and be like, yes, I'd love to bet Struff, but I want him at like 350. Like I think at 350 or 400, I'd take it. 240 to me is way too short.
All right. That's a fair take. All right. And then last quarter, you got Husler and Edmund, your favorite guy, to fade.
Yeah.
Dominic Thiem and Kostyan Lestienne, Fucsovics and Reberg, and then Fritz.
What is Thiem to win the quarter here?
Thiem to win the quarter here is plus 210.
Ew.
Fritz,
gross.
Yeah, it was right. Fritz is plus 130. Fucsovics is plus 400. Husler is plus 550. Lestienne plus 2,000. Edmund plus 2,000. Reberg plus 10,000.
How is Edmund only plus 2,000? Like, how is he that short? Like, he should be like plus 100,000. So given that there's negative value on Edmund, given that the book is undervaluing Edmund, there has to be value somewhere
else. To me, the value's with Fritz here. Honestly, at plus 130, you're getting plus money for him to win this quarter. I think the only match that could provide some trouble for him is Thiem.
Not Fucsovics?
No, not really. Not in these heavy conditions. Because Fucsovics is a good athlete, but he's not a good ball striker. He's not that good of a ball striker. Right?
Tennis-wise, I'm 100% behind you. Why is Fritz motivated here in this 250? He just had a great run in Monte Carlo.
Fritz seems to be motivated in whatever tournament he plays, though. Does he ever like not seem motivated?
No, but like
he showed up to Delray Beach and won the dang thing and was very motivated the whole week. He seemed motivated in Dallas as well. I don't know. There's nothing to show me that he's not going to be motivated. Like he's not a guy that just throws in the towel.
No, I just I understand why though. Like, because the thing is so that American swing in February, like there's a whole month between Indy and Wells where you just have 500 and 250 after 500 and 250, right?
Yeah.
On the calendar, Madrid starts next week already, right?
But it starts next Wednesday. And that's for the first round. So he'll get a bye. So the first match will be Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
So if he goes all the way here, he still has 5 or 6 days off before his first round match.
I think you're right. I think the play here is Fritz at plus 130, the short favorite.
Yeah.
But not to win I think the play here is Fritz.
Oh, and he's my play to win the tournament too. If you look at futures to win the event, Fritz is plus 550 to win the tournament. Because who is he going to play in the semis? He's going to play one of the guys in that weak ass quarter.
In Bodic's quarter, yeah.
Right? That's the weakest quarter of the bunch. And then he's going to play either Baez, Zverev, a tired Holger Rune in the final.
Yeah, I mean,
his Rune, you get Rune and Zverev are both plus 275 to win the title.
Yeah.
But I don't like Zverev considering he's probably going to have to play Holger Rune in the semis. He's in the tougher half. Right? I like Fritz because
I don't like Zverev at all here at plus 275. No. Well, maybe I do. Zverev's quarter is just so weak.
It's weak, but he has the weaker half. He has a stronger half. Because
only because of Rune. Well, yeah, I mean,
at least Garin.
Yeah, there's actually that is a tough quarter.
That is a tough quarter, yeah. Plus 550. I liked it a lot. Team is the fourth favorite at plus 800. VDZ.
Well, no, I mean, this is nobody below.
Struff is plus 1600 to win the title. What would you need to pounce on Fritz?
I'm trying to think through that right now. It's tough. This just feels like a tournament that somebody should vulture, or one of the lower guys should vulture, but maybe not. I mean, maybe Taylor does take it. You know what? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we can go Fritz here.
Fritz here?
But why couldn't we go Rune also? It's tough, man. But Rune
Fritz is coming off that final. Like it was a very emotional last couple of days for Rune.
Mental fatigue, not physical. I'll give you that. Yeah, fine.
And he has the tougher quarter, and he would have to play Zverev in the semis. So I don't like Rune.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, hopefully for me it's Baez, but yeah, it's most likely going to be Zverev.
I think it's Fritz or it's a stay away.
Yeah. Fritz is the only guy that I could consider hitting here.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, that does it for Munich.
Let's do it for Munich draw talk, right? Any first round matches to talk about?
Oh, you want to do first round matches now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. Guess I'll pull up Bovada.
I'm hitting that Fritz futures right now. I think that's a good play.
Okay.
Fritz on the outright. Although, oh man, you know what? I'm now getting cold feet because, like, well, maybe not. I mean, you know what? I'll take it. I think the book is probably still undervaluing Fritz on clay, but he looked good, and like he's been improving his game. Like, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. 2 quality wins against Lechka and Tsitsipas.
How do you feel like the unseeded finalists? That's an interesting one that's out there. No 2 seeds to make the finals at plus 105. Like, what unseeded player is scary here?
Halis.
Yeah, I mean that top quarter is scary, right? And Garin's unseeded.
Yeah, Halis, Struff.
And that's that quarter, and then the bottom quarter is so bad you could easily see Struff, yeah, or even Struff, yeah.
And I guess team. But
I don't really think teams. I get it. Teams draw is really good, but I don't think these conditions are good for him. Like I think he'll make the quarters anyways because like that section is so bad,
so weak, right? But I think Fritz has a clear edge, especially with these conditions.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I would need a little better than plus 105, to be honest. Because like in the second quarter, there's no one besides Baez or Zverev, right? So those guys are going to be in one of those guys are going to be in the semis, right?
Right.
There could be an unseeded semifinalist from the first quarter. That could happen, but you still have the best player in the draw still in that.
No, I'm saying 2 seeds to make the finals is at plus 105. No unseeded finalist is plus 105.
No unseeded. Oh, okay. Hmm. Yeah, I don't mind it now. I prefer it being since it's this way.
Yeah, I think that's a play.
Plus 105 on no
Yeah.
unseeded finalist. Yeah. Yeah. All right. In terms
All
of
right.
first round matches.
We got tomorrow in a couple hours. We got Baena Yaron.
Mhm.
Baena is a 3.5 game favorite. That feels right to me.
It does to me, and that's what I
I
hit.
mean, if anything, you would fade. We haven't seen. I mean, Baena, he hasn't played since Marrakech. He took the week off, which makes sense. I don't even know if he could get into Monte Carlo. But Yaron is just ew. Like I
I
could
hit
never back Yaron here, but Baena is just not that good.
He's not, but he just won a 250. I mean,
I feel like he'd be better in I feel like he'd be better in warmer conditions.
but it wasn't that warm in Marrakech.
It wasn't 50 degrees.
That is true. But it was kind of like a damp, heavy week. I just think he's just so much better than Giron on clay. Like I saw that match against Machak on like American clay where he should be better and he was just atrocious.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get it. Form is good for RBA. I mean, Yaron did beat Schwartzman last year in Rome. But other than that, he's been terrible. I think I'd lay the games.
It's not that many on slow clay.
Yeah, I think I'd lay the games.
Yeah. Yeah, he did have a good week in Rome last year,
Yeah.
but that's it. So he doesn't have a clay pedigree besides that one week.
No. So there I'm gonna lay the games. Savoy versus Thompson. That's also this morning.
Cowboy against Thompson. I didn't have a play here. I would.
Kaboi qualified, right? Who did he beat to qualify? I don't know, man. I agree with you. Like I it's like
He's been playing mainly clay challengers.
I mean, it almost feels like Kaboi. Like the problem is Kaboi is a 3 game favorite. Like I actually think Kaboi should be the favorite, but I think the books have it pretty right.
Yeah, they do. Because Thompson is really bad on clay.
Well, he would prefer a faster surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm staying away there.
yeah, me too. Me too.
Montero.
But I don't hate the idea of backing Kaboi. Or Savoy, I'm not sure how you say it, but I wouldn't, but I don't hate the idea of it. He did destroy Rasol and Kolar in qualifying, 1-2 and 2-2. But Montero and Hanfman.
Is it Flavio Cowboy? Yeah, I'm just gonna stay away there. That's
Yeah, this to me is way. This is a match you'd have no interest in playing because it's a first rounder.
yeah.
And I think Montero. Did he play Marrakech? No, Montero hasn't played on clay since the South American swing, and I don't think Hoffman has. And Hoffman was in Was Hoffman in Houston?
Hoffman was in Houston.
And he didn't play Monte Carlo either. So I
He
have no
lost to
interest in that match.
Echeverry in Houston.
Yeah. Next up is Husler and Edmund. I think the book is spot on here.
So Hanfman and Montero, I'm playing kind of like a long shot bet here and doing like a small unit play. I'm going Hanfman 2-1. That's how I'm playing it at plus 300.
Okay.
All right.
I'm very ambivalent on that bet. Like, I don't think it's particularly good or bad.
Okay. Fair. Edmund Husler. I'm laying the games with Husler.
I am gonna stay away here. I think that,
Really?
Yeah, I know that Edmund's been a hard fade. But Husler, I mean, I know he took a South Munar and a Monte Carlo, but like, I actually think that like, what is 2-0 Husler on the sets? That might be the play, but it's probably not very good odds. Minus 120, I think that's the play. Minus 115, you can get at if you're smart.
I was thinking about whether to take the games or the sets here. I just think like if Edmund squeaks out a 7-6 set, for example, I just think like he could go away in the final set. Like, because that maintaining that ATP level intensity is going to be tough for him.
Yeah.
Like Husler could go away because he's not that good on clay, right? Like for a set and like
yeah, I mean it's
but I think if Edmund wins a set, it's going to be close. Like this is a clear example. Like he played Trungaletti, right? He
won the first set 6-1,
but then he couldn't maintain that intensity.
Yeah.
Like Edmund has a big game. Like he has a big forehand, right? So like just say he comes out just totally on fire, right? And steals a set. He might steal a set, but can he maintain that intensity? I just think.
Yeah, but if he steals a set, the problem is if he takes the set, like 4 games is a lot. Like for Husler, like is Husler really gonna win a 6-2 set?
Yeah, he's not a guy you necessarily would think would win a 6-2 set, but he could go away. Edmund could just go away and just miss a ton of balls. Yeah, I don't know. I prefer the game slightly, but I don't hate it.
I guess it's the same either way, right?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna lay a set, ew. This might just be a pure stay away now.
Pure stay away.
Like,
all right.
I'm debating if I want to take Husler and lay the 7.5. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Husler did,
he's been bad too.
Oh, it's not that I like Husler here. This is, you know what? I think I'm gonna lay the 7.5 and go Husler because it's Edmund's just been, Edmonds has not been good. So
okay,
Karatsev is somehow a favorite over Altmaier. I don't understand how.
I'm hammering Altmaier.
I'm not because of the travel spot. And because this line looks so weird. Karatsev did qualify, so I can see the argument for Karatsev.
But Altmaier just seems like a guy, like I know he's traveling, but also he has the home field here. He's gonna be fired up, even with jet lag. And like Karatsev is known as a low intensity player. Like he just kind of loses energy throughout a match. And like Altmaier is going to be the total opposite. He's going to be pumping his fists. Like he's high energy. So I don't
disagree with that take. I'm still not. I know that's not enough to convince me Like this line just looks so weird. Like, and I can see
It's a
why.
trap line.
Well,
Yeah.
but I can, but except I can actually see why you would have Karatsev favored here because it's a travel spot, because Karatsev qualified. Like,
To me, say this match was in Barcelona, I would agree with you. But the fact that it's in Germany when Altmaier's going to have home like the crowd behind him and stuff, I think that can pull him through. So I got to think about it a little more, but I'm still, even despite the travel spot, I'm still leaning Altmaier.
okay.
And he's plus money. But that's just my thought. I wouldn't like, I don't think it's a bad idea to stay away, but I just because like you could look at it two ways. You could look at the travel spot, but you could also look at it like, oh, he gained confidence from winning a challenger and playing well. You know? Do you really think 2 wins for Karatsev is really like to me he's a fade guy. He's been bad.
Karatsev, yeah. It's just it's just a spot. Like, yeah.
Okay. O'Connell and Humbert, basically a pick 'em.
Convince me not to take the games over here.
What, like the 0.0 spread?
No, the game's over. The over on the games.
Oh, the over on games. You wouldn't just take the 3 sets?
Yeah, I mean, trying to look up how O'Connell is on returns. Because that's the question. Like,
He lost to Kotov in Marrakech.
yeah, but he beat Boric before that. And he beat, yeah, I don't know. Like I mean, I don't think either of these guys are particularly great clay court players. Like, I mean, like I think putting this as a pick'em is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But like Humbert at least likes to play long sets.
He does.
And O'Connell doesn't mind it either.
I'm trying to think who these conditions favor. Slow, heavy, cold conditions. Humbert hits really flat. But he doesn't necessarily hit big. He just hits flat.
Yeah.
Whereas O'Connell uses a
What
little
does
bit more
O'Connell really
spin.
do?
He's just like an all quarter.
Yeah, he's just like a side. Yeah, I was gonna say he's nothing special at all. But
No.
he fights. He's like decent.
Yeah. I don't know. Like to me, like when I think about this match, it's like it's kind of like close your eyes and pick a guy. So that tells me stay away. I'm just
Well, that's
just
why
don't
I
have a
think the
feel
over
on
is
it.
the play here on the games. I think I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I think there's a decent chance that this ends up like 7-6-6-4 or something.
On really slow courts, I don't necessarily think so. I'm gonna play the 3-set line
Okay.
if I play anything here, but I'm not I don't touch over 22s and 22 and a half on clay. I just don't do it.
I get it.
So all right, next match.
Bahrain and Marco Topo. Marco Polo.
It's pretty accurate. 5 games.
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree.
Bahrain's been decent. Huff lost
I'm
to
tempted to take Topo plus the games, like, but he's so bad. I mean, I don't actually know anything about Marco Topo. I know I've seen his name pop up in draws occasionally, like in Germany. But he's playing mostly low-level challengers.
I mean,
And
just look
like,
at his results though. Like he's lost
yeah,
his last 6 matches to guys outside the top 200.
yeah.
Like it's really, really bad.
No, it would be first round match for Garin, travel spot, and you're getting Topo plus 5 games. Topo's on home soil. Oh no, he's not even on home soil, he's a Serb. Did he qualify? Is that how we got in?
Yeah, he qualified. Who did he beat? They're not showing the qualifying matches on Tennis Abstract for some odd reason.
Yeah, I
He
saw
beat
that.
he beat Shintaro Majihuki, and then he beat Vit Kopriva.
That's a good win. Vico Priva's a good player on clay.
Yeah,
Although
that's
Vit
not
barely
bad.
beat Alvaro Lopez San Martin the match before.
I don't know. I just, like Garin is a different level to all
It's
those.
never green. The question is, do you stay away or take Topo plus the 5 games?
To me, like what I'm thinking is like doing 1.5 sets in a parlay kind of thing.
This is a complete stay away for me. But I hear your argument on the 1.5 sets. You're just gonna get shitty odds. Like, what is that? Like minus 200 or something?
Minus 185, but that's like a parlay piece for me.
Yeah, it's just like, do you think it's positive? Like, do you think that Garin wins in straights like 65% of the time? I mean, he probably
Yes.
should.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's out of the top 400.
I hear you, but like, if there was a spot for Topo to be competitive, it would be here, especially in the first set.
Yeah.
What's the first set line?
Like the over under
Yeah, what's the over on the first
nine and a
set?
half. Over 9.5 is plus 115.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe. Because it's basically Topo plus 2.5 at plus money. If you don't think Topo's going to win at 6-3.
I don't. I think it's going to be very hard for him to hold serve. No, I just have a hard time backing Marco Topo when like his results have been so bad prior to qualifying for this event.
Yeah, it just feels like this would be a spot to make some money off the books. But
Okay. All right. Well, we have a
but
day to think
five is,
about it.
if anything, I'll think about it. I may end up playing the 2.5, but that's the only thing that's even in my head is playing the
Okay.
Topo. But I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Team and Lestien.
So I looked at this line initially and I wanted to hit Les Chan.
But Lestien can't play on clay.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
But that's why the line is the way it is. He's also been terrible ever since Rotterdam.
Yeah.
He's lost his last 5 first-round matches. Not terrible losses, but still all losses.
Mhm.
Lost to Nardi in Monte Carlo. Yeah, 4.5 is not enough.
I might play like under 21.5 or something. Under 20.5 is probably the right line. I might do under 20.5. Like this seems like a bad matchup for Lestien on clay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay away.
Stay away.
Yeah.
Maybe team minus 1.5 sets at minus 145. That might be the play. I don't know. We have a day to think about it, but like, I feel like I have to hit a pro team line there just because it's just so. Lestienne is so bad on clay.
I hear you.
But all right, Fucsovic and Rehberg. Ooh. So Rehberg got a wild card here.
I don't
Max
think Rayber's
Hons.
particularly good at tennis.
No, he's not.
He's ranked 406 in the world.
But the spread is 6 against Fucsovic. Has Fucsovic played on clay before this season? And Fucsovic is a guy that tends to play down to the level of the competition.
Who's just played Monte Carlo? He qualified and lost to Bodic.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I mean,
but don't you agree with that? He's a guy that tends to play down to the level of the competition.
This is even downer than down. But yeah, I mean, I theoretically agree with you. It's just like this is like, but Rayberg is at home. He's at home getting 6 games.
That's a lot of games.
Like I don't know. I don't have a feel for this match at all. I don't nothing. I don't almost. I've seen Rayberg's name show up in a couple of draws. I know nothing about the guy. And Fucsovic has been playing some decent tennis on the Challenger. I mean, well, actually, he's hardly played since Australia. He played one match in Montpellier.
Yeah.
Lost to Machak in Dubai, and then he lost to or he beat. Yeah, I don't know. Is Fucsovic, is he healthy?
It's a good question. I think he is. I mean, he played Monte Carlo.
Who did he lose to in the second round of qualies, or did he take a walkover?
They beat Krajinovic second round of qualies in Monte Carlo, and then he lost to Bodic first round.
Right. We just talked about it. My bad.
So, I mean, I don't know. If anything, the fact that it's like at home for Reber, I would play plus the 6. Fucsovic just plays down to the level of the competition. That's one thing I noticed with him. Like he plays long matches against anyone.
I know.
You know? So I don't really think he should be a 6-game favorite against anyone, to be honest. All right, next match, Ote and Baez.
Yeah, I'm gonna back you. I'll take Rayberg plus the 6.
Rehberg plus 6. Okay.
Yeah. He played here last year and he lost to Kecmanovic in the first round 2 and 3. Kecmanovic was playing decent then.
Mm-hmm.
Kecmanovic was probably better than Fucsovic. So that's kind of my logic.
Okay.
He also played Hamburg last year and he took a set off of Kovalik.
Okay.
So it seems like he plays better when he gets the chance, to get to steal a wild card.
Okay. So. Okay. Ote and Baez, do you have a feel on this match? I think the line is well set, actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we had lines well set.
Yeah, and the fact that Ote is playing at home, I'm a little bit worried laying games here. Baez to win. Baez at minus 260 might be a parlay piece for me.
Yeah, he shouldn't lose to Oscar Oat.
Huh?
He should not lose to Oscar Oat.
Yeah. All right, Halis and Sonego. I think this is the first round match of the tournament, to be honest.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, this is actually a good first round match.
Yeah. I'm taking Halis here. Money line. Looks like it's even money, but it looks like Bovada doesn't even know what they're doing with this match.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the play. is to go Halise.
I actually think even though these weren't the conditions in Estoril, I actually think these conditions help him. Because he hits
Yeah, I'm gonna
big
go
and
Halise.
flat.
Halise is in really good form, man.
He
Like,
is good for him.
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, this year he's got like if you look, I mean, he's had a good year. I think that
Really good year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hit Halise there.
Okay. And then Richard and Struff,
No play here.
5 games? No, no, thank you.
Yeah.
With
Like Struff he's just like he's too like he's the better player, but he's just too erratic.
yeah,
Or
I
too he
agree.
mentally goes away too often to like bet that.
I agree. 2.5, sure. 5, hell no.
Yeah.
That that's a lot of games. So, all right, that does it for Munich. Let's head to Banja Luka,
Yeah.
Bosnia and Herzegovina. All right, so let's get back to quarter odds here. So Djokovic gets the bye. He'll play the winner of Luka Van Ash and Wawrinka, which is a first round match I'm really looking forward to. I actually think that's a very good first round match.
That's a very interesting first round match.
Yeah. Lajovic and Krajinovic. Two Serbs there, Medvedev and Barrere. That's the first quarter. So if we look at first quarter odds here, oh, the quarter odds are not up because they didn't place the there's some qualifying matches to be played tomorrow.
Okay.
So, okay, so we'll just go over the next quarter. Kecmanovic. Oh, let's go over the first quarter first. So, I actually think this is like the toughest possible draw that Djokovic could have gotten at this event.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
Yeah, it is. That's and
Especially
then
considering Van Ash has been hot on the challenger circuit. Wawrinka has played Djokovic tough historically.
it's also like Brink is actually playing better tennis.
He is. He is. Um, and then Lajovic and Krajinovic, that's like a 50-50 match. And then Barrere and Medvedev.
No, and Lajovic is really good also. I mean, Lajovic is. I mean, those are
Yeah,
decent. Like this is actually a decent section of the draw.
it is.
I have no idea. It actually feels like a spot where like, especially if Djokovic is actually hurt, there could be a play there for either of those guys, whoever wins that Wawrinka Van Ash match to actually win.
Mm, I have to see the line. Like if I get a price like plus 1,300, 1,200, then maybe.
Oh, so you still have that much confidence in Djokovic?
Yes.
Okay.
Not Wawrinka. Like if it's Van Ash, I would need to see plus 1,300, plus 1,400 to see him win or to bet Van Ash. For Wawrinka, I would need to
Oh,
see.
you won't get that. I was thinking.
No,
I think I'm probably going to take Van Asher Wawrinka on the money line in that first round
really.
match. I can get like plus 300. Yeah. Yeah.
Plus 300?
Yeah.
I would take that if it was Wawrinka, not if it was Van Ash. And
Okay.
for Wawrinka, I would need like plus 400. Like no, I don't. Also, Djokovic is going to be pissed from that loss against Musetti. Like you saw how angry he was in the press conference. Like he's not going to.
Yeah, but that also could mean that there's something that could be that there's something going on.
Okay. All right. Fair. Next quarter, you got Kecmanovic as the seed. There are a bunch of qualifier spots there. Federico Coria is looming there, and then you got Monfils and Lechka. I don't know, man. Like, what do you make of Lechka on clay? Like, couple good wins in Monte Carlo.
I think this is a coin toss between Kekmanovic and Lechka, is my take here.
Okay.
Corey's a hard fade here.
Well, what's the weather there?
Well, I'm guessing it's going to be cool because it's another European city.
Wow, rain.
Yeah, 50s and rainy all week.
Holy crap.
See, this is a hard fade on Korea.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I like Kekmanovic here. Actually, I don't. I mean, actually, I
like Lechka better because he hits bigger. Like if it's
bigger
really heavy
yeah.
conditions, like you need someone that can like hit through the court.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is Lechka, but yeah, I mean, and Lechka looked decent against Fritz. He won a set. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, next quarter, Greek Sport, Popyrin, Molchan Daniel, Safiullin, and Jere, and then Koric. Koric is a hard fade. hard fade right now. He's been awful.
I don't like anybody here. Geary's always a question mark. But he's probably like Greek Sport hasn't been good on clay, and you can see, and you could,
Yeah, but he might actually
Molchan's been struggling.
But Jerry might like these heavy conditions.
Jerry might not beat Safiullin.
True. Yeah, I gotta see the prices too. Like it's hard to see who I would go with. Like if I saw a really good price on Jere or Greek Sport, I might pounce on it. But and then the last quarter, Gasquet against a qualifier, Zhumer qualifier, Varias, Gaston, and then Rublev. Wow, man.
Does Rublev bother? I doubt Rublev plays this event.
He probably.
Why? He just played like 2 long 3-setters this weekend.
And won his first Masters 1000.
And he won his first Masters 1000. He should go out, have a few beers, party it up. I would love to go party with Andrey Rublev.
Me too. He's such a likable guy.
Yeah, so he should go do that in honor of me. I'll give him give him
some beer money.
One of my betting units that I won, one of the 28 betting units I wanted to go buy a couple beers. It's Eastern Europe, so he can probably get like if he's actually going out to Banja Luka for like media stuff because of the appearance fee, then he can have a few beers on me while he's out there with my one betting unit. That probably gets him like a whole night of getting wasted.
Well, let me break it to you. I don't think he needs one of your betting units. I think he won way more money than your 28 units. I think he's just fine. I think he can afford a beer. But if he wants one from us, if he's listening to us, we will certainly give you one, Andre. We'll personally send it to you. All right.
You can get an American beer, a Sam Adams.
Yes. And if you want a beer when you come to New York for the US Open, we'll treat you.
Yeah. We'll personally hand deliver it to you.
Yeah, I love Andrey Rublev, man. I just love his personality. He's so like innocent and just like funny and like, the
iPhone bit was hilarious.
It was. He does a lot of funny stuff. Like
yeah.
But this quarter I have no idea, man. I'm
assuming Rublev doesn't play. So if you replace Rublev with a lucky loser, like
Gasquet, I think is really going to struggle. It's probably one of the qualifiers. Like, who are the qualifiers here? Radu Albat, Kuzminov, Mastrelli, Elias Ymer. Like, I actually think some of these qualifiers are stronger than the guys already in the draw here.
Yeah, it's just like that's such an ugly quarter, that bottom quarter.
It is. All right, so let's go to
what are the outrights? Is there anything interesting on the outright market here in Banja Luka?
Djokovic minus 200, Rublev plus 450, Lechka plus 1400. Ooh. No, but Lechka's on the top half of the draw, right? Where is he?
Yeah, but that's actually kind of interesting. Like, So if you don't believe if you don't believe in Djokovic, which I don't here right now,
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't, but yeah, I mean,
Minus 200 is just preposterous.
I don't know. Like, I don't think I hate Lechka. Like, he shouldn't lose to Monfils. There's no way he should lose to a qualifier or Coria. Kecmanovic could be kind of tough, but who knows? And then it's like 14-1 YOLO. Or you know what I might do? I might play Lechka and Kecmanovic as a hedge. And then I'm basically getting either 13 or 15.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but I'm betting 2 then. I have to bet 2 units down. So it's really, then I'm getting them like 7-1.
I wish there was someone good on the bottom half of the draw that I could back here.
Yeah.
There's no one. Like, if Rublev was playing, I would so hammer him. Like, if I would think he was playing. Like, I don't think he's gonna play.
Yeah. I really like the bottom half here at plus 200.
To win the title.
Yeah, because like, man, maybe not though. Maybe not.
Because the top half is much stronger in terms of like top guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy how much stronger this top quarter is than
I
any
know.
quarter in the draw. Like, it's insane.
I know.
Because basically the three best players in this draw, Lechka, Kecmanovic, and Djokovic, granted Rublev doesn't play, are all in the top half.
I
So
know.
I don't even think I would need like plus 300 to hit that.
Yeah. So would you hit the top half at minus 275? I mean, I might theoretically, but it's just
No, it's no. What about the second quarter to win the title at plus 800?
Well, that's the same thing I was just talking about before with my like
Okay.
taking the two guys and then so that's what you would do is take the second quarter 800. I think I liked that, right? Because
I
like
like that too.
I think that's probably my play. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I think that's my only play.
Unseeded finalist at plus 140 because of that bottom half. But who is it going to be? That's the question. There's no unseeded player, which I really like here.
Yeah, but that might be okay. It's just a pure coin flip. I mean, Gasquet's a professional player.
Yeah, but he's seeded 7.
My point is like, why can't he make the final here?
No, but I thought we were talking about unseeded finalists. Oh, yeah, unseeded finalists that yes is plus
That's
1.
what I'm saying. You wouldn't take the unseeded finalist because like Gasquet could make the final. I don't know.
But I don't like any of these unseeded players really.
Yeah, I don't either. I think I'm just gonna play the
Like
second.
if you had Lajovic, Van Ash, or Wawrinka all in that bottom half, I would hit that totally.
Yeah,
Like,
I've got the second quarter to win the title at the 800, and that's my only play here.
it's your only play.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, very nice. And then in terms of first round matches,
Unless I mean, do I think that like? Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I think Lechka versus Kecmanovic is pretty close to a coin flip. So,
yeah.
All right, now we go to first rounders.
First rounders. So these are qualifying matches. So let's start.
Yeah, we can skip those. Let's start with Greek Sport versus Popperin.
Popperin.
Greek Sport minus 2.5.
I'm laying games here. I just
I hear why. I'm staying away. But I hear the reasoning.
Yeah.
Like Greek sport, I don't know. Like,
But the thing is, Greek score theoretically should be better on clay.
I'm actually not gonna lay games here. Like, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stay away from. I think this line's actually pretty well set.
You do.
Apparent flash is enough to maybe be competitive here. Steal a set, which is basically what the line is telling you. So I'm gonna stay away.
Viavic and Monte Carlo, which is a good win.
Yeah.
Do you like the 3-set line here? Plus 135.
The what?
The 3-set line.
It's 135.
Yeah.
No, why don't you just appear stay away?
You stay away.
Yeah. Like Palpern is just so flashy but sloppy. Like,
yeah. I just don't think 2.5 games is that much. Like,
it's basically a set.
Yeah.
But I hear you. I think if you're gonna play it, I don't think the 2.5 games is terrible. I just get worried because like Greek Sport almost lost to Elias Emer on play. Like so far, that's his win, and then he lost to Wawrinka and he lost to Baena. Neither of those are bad losses, but beating Elias Emer in 3 tough sets,
Yeah, that's not good. That's
not good.
How were his
So
results in play last year?
This is, I mean, if you were somebody who played overs on clay, game overs on clay, this would be the spot to do it with these 2 guys.
But they're erratic too, so I could see a 6-1, 6-2 set.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna. Yeah, this is a dead stay away.
Okay. All right.
Van Ash for Wawrinka. This is a fun matchup.
It is.
I kind of like Wawrinka here, man.
I like the over 1.5 sets. Or over 2.5
Yeah,
sets.
I like the over 1.5 sets as well, Manny.
Yeah.
At minus 10 million.
Yeah, I'd like it for all these matches, to be honest.
Yeah. I think I would even bet Brody versus Prismic the over 1.5 sets.
Yeah. The only guy who I might not like over 1.5 sets is who's a guy that retires a lot. It's 1:30 Eastern time here, so I'm drawing a blank, but Draper. Draper, yeah, that's the one guy I wouldn't like 1.5 over 1.5 sets, but I like the over 2.5 sets here at plus 135 because like Wawrinka does have lulls, and like if he's not playing well, it goes really bad. And like Van Ash.
Yeah, you're talking me into it.
Van Ash is a decent mover, and he has good rally tolerance. Whereas I think like he can push Wawrinka, like he's gonna make him hit a lot of balls.
What is it here? Plus 135?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at 135 I'll do it.
Does Wawrinka straight set anyone? That's the thing. He plays a lot of 3-setters.
He does play a lot of 3-setters. I think 3 sets here is the play.
That's my play.
It's my play as well.
All right.
Ooh.
Albot and Kuzmanov. Oh, is that a qualifying? I think that's like second round qualies.
Yeah.
Molchan and Daniel. Pure pick 'em.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, both these guys feel, I don't know, like I think I'm staying away here completely. Like Molchan hasn't played since did Molchan play Monte Carlo? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so, no.
And Daniel failed to qualify because he lost to Ivashka.
Right.
And both these guys are like, I think, gonna have. I mean, man, these guys are both kind of similar though. I would take Molchan, but it's he didn't play like I don't know. He's had a little bit of a layoff. I'm gonna stay away.
I'm playing over 2.5 sets here too. At plus
I
135.
don't know. I hear you. I hear it. I'm not, but I hear the argument. I don't think it's a terrible bet.
Just momentum swings, just, like kind of crappy play. Like, I don't know. Molchan has been disappointing this year, to be honest. Like, he had a really good year last year.
Yeah, I know. I hear everything you're saying. It's
And
just
Daniel's been decent. So, on hard, he's not a good clay court player, but, like, I think, yeah.
that's my issue. So we've got a guy who's not a great clay court player versus a guy who's in a travel spot where he took, where he hasn't had an official match in like 3 weeks. So like, to me, it's just a ew. Like there's just
Yeah.
like it's I get why it's a pick 'em and like, but if you're gonna take something at plus money, and the 3-set line's not a bad bet.
Yeah. Okay. Next one, Lajovic, Krajinovic, the two Serbs.
Didn't Lajovic have a really bad loss recently?
He lost to Popperin in Monte Carlo. That's a pretty bad loss.
Yeah, but he lost to some. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, lost to Popperin. That's not. I mean, oh no, he lost to Ugo Humbert. That's what I was thinking. He lost to Ugo.
Oh, okay.
That's what I didn't like. Yeah.
I like Lajovic money line here, though. I have no faith in Krajinovic right now. Less than Lajovic, despite those bad losses that you mentioned.
Why would you not just lay the game and a half?
Yeah.
My thinking here is like, we know that Krajinovic sometimes doesn't feel like competing.
And
if he's not in the mood to compete, like, I mean, that would be the play here. But he's actually been like a little bit more competitive recently at times. I don't know.
Have these guys played? What's their head-to-head? They probably know their games really well because they practice a lot. So it's 2-2, which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me either.
The thing is, like, I think Lajovic is a slightly better clay court player, and Krajinovic is a slightly better hard court player. The thing is that's built into the line, right?
Soon as a dead stay away.
So, like on hard, it would be flip flopped. Krajinovic would be minus 140. Lajovic would be plus 115.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Right. So,
I'm gonna take Lajovic.
I think Lajovic is just in slightly better form recently, and I think he has a slightly better compete level. It's close. I don't like really trust Lajovic's compete level either, but it's slightly better. So
yeah,
I think.
How do you feel about playing an extra game? You like 2.5 instead of 1.5, and you get that at plus 105. Ew, it's not really better.
No, plus 105 is not that much better. I like -3 actually, plus 125. No?
Terrible. I think I'm just gonna lay the 1.5.
Okay. All right. And then what else do we have here? Medvedev against
Medvedev versus Barrere. Does Medvedev even play full time?
I saw that Tidbits Tennis is backing him to win this match. He recently won a clay challenger.
Oh, he did. You know what?
Is
But see, he's
Barrera?
minus 2.5, but he's a 2.5 game favorite.
I know.
Like, I think this line is actually pretty well set.
Barrera lost first round qualifying to Benoit Paire. How did Barrera do on clay last year? I mean, he appears to me like just a pure hardcore player or like a fast court player.
Yeah, I know. I agree with that statement. But he does think. I mean, he made a final of a clay challenger in France. I don't know if it was that's probably a faster clay. I don't really know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost last year. He lost a final to Bonsai on clay in a challenger.
I'm staying away here.
Yeah, I agree.
Staying away here.
I agree.
Monfils Lechkar, are you laying games?
Yeah.
Me too. All right, move on. Samudio.
Juan Pablo Varias is now listed as Juan Pablo Patino Samudio on Bovada, which is awesome. I want to take him specifically for that reason. But I took what's his name? Gaston last week because I was jealous of MP9 and I lost. So I think that I probably should stay away from taking emotional bets.
Yeah, I'm leaning take for laying games here though with Varias. I just think firepower, and then it's like damp, slow conditions. Like, can Gaston like hit through a regular clay court with like
No, but the drop
conditions?
shot's probably more useful on the
That's
slower
true.
conditions,
That's a
I
good
think.
point.
And like, I don't know, Frias I don't think moves that well.
Yeah, he's one dimensional, right? We talked about it
he's a
during the
big
Golden
forehand
Swing.
guy.
Like he just blasts balls from the baseline.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think the play here is probably Gaston money line, but it's so hard to actually convince myself to play Gaston money lines. But I think that's the play.
I don't trust his compete level enough to back that. He might like also with Gaston, like it could be raining, like he has to wait it out, like come play a few games and then go back into the locker room. Like he might screw that. You know?
Yeah.
Arias is more like, he's there to play tennis, whereas Gaston is like, oh, whatever,
Yeah.
So that's yeah. Safiullin and Jerry. You mentioned before that you think that Safiullin can beat Jerry, right?
I think he can, but the line's telling me there's a chance, right? Like, but I'm
Isn't Safiullin mainly hard court? Like, does he?
Yeah, he prefers.
He struggles on play.
Yeah, he did. I think he does too. But he did take a set off Krajinovic. I don't know if that's really an accomplishment.
Not really. What's Jerry minus 1.5 sets? Even money. That's probably my play here, just because Yuri is like he's just more comfortable on the surface.
Yeah, but it's hard to beat a guy 2-0. I'm gonna stay away.
Okay.
I think this line is actually pretty well set.
Yeah. We have another day to think about it, but
True.
All right. So that does it for Banja Luka. Let's head over to Barcelona, baby. This is the 500
This
event.
is the tournament of the week.
Yes, absolutely. So we get Carlitos Alcaraz back. Ivashka and Borges, he'll play the winner of. Zapata Morales against Balasaz, first round match. Bautista Agut is looming in that section. Then you got Davidovich Fokina, Echeverry and Andujar, Bublik Rusevori, and Tiafo. So that's the first quarter. It's actually a quarter of pretty decent like names. Like there's a lot of crap in there, like Bublik, Andujar, Balaz, and like those guys, but like the seeds are good. The Fokina, Tiafo, Zapata is a good, guy looming there, and Alcaraz. So, in terms of quarter prices here, Alcaraz is minus 330 to win the quarter. Fokina is plus 900. Tiafo plus 1100. RBA plus 1100. Bernabe plus 1600. Echeverry plus 1600.
Wait, read that to me again. I know Alcaraz, and that's yuck. But what else is out there?
Fokina plus 900. Tiafo plus 1100. RBA plus 1100. Bernabe plus 1600. And Etch is also plus 1600. Anything entice you?
Maybe Fokina.
No, just based on like how he played against Kachanov in Monte Carlo. Like I just didn't like that.
You're gonna tell me like Etch again, right?
No, not here.
Okay, good.
I'm high on Edge, but like that's a really tough draw. He'll obviously destroy Andujar, but then
Yeah, I don't love Bernabe. He hasn't been playing as well recently.
It's also he's in Alcaraz's section.
Yeah, but I think Alcaraz might be vulnerable the first couple rounds.
Okay. Okay, that's a fair take.
Like I don't love. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know.
I don't like quarter prices here. Just because Alcaraz is in that section and we don't know what Alcaraz is going to turn up.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of tend to agree.
I actually think if you're playing one, it's probably Tiafo at 1100. But I don't really like that either.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, moving on. You got Casper Ruud against the winner of Mackenzie McDonald and Ben Shelton, Pesaro, Verdasco, and Cerundolo. You got Dan Evans, Matteo Arnaldi, who qualified against Munar, Trungaletti against Yari, and Kachanov. So if we're talking about the weather here,
it's a little warmer than the other tournaments. 60s all week, partly cloudy, pretty good conditions.
Rain, right?
What?
No rain?
No rain.
No rain. Okay. Yeah. And I think it plays pretty slow, right? Historically.
Yeah, it's slow. Yeah.
And I was listening to the Bet Rivers podcast. Like they were saying how very few underdogs have won here. I mean, that's partly because Nadal has dominated.
Yeah.
But also, yeah.
I mean, it's also a stacked field, right? Like this gets a really good draw. I mean, this is a really good draw. Like it usually gets a pretty good draw.
And Spaniards do pretty well, typically.
Yeah. Well, it's their home tournament.
Yeah.
But looking at that second quarter again, right?
Yeah.
Like the Ruud quarter.
Yep.
I mean, like what's a scary match? I mean, Ruud might be a good pick here. You might be able, like, what is Ruud to win this quarter?
Ruud is plus 162.
Like, is there anybody else in this quarter who scares you?
Khachanov. Khachanov is my play here. Win this quarter.
What is Khachanov?
Plus 350.
Yeah, go Khachanov. I'm gonna go Khachanov. I mean,
Because
he should beat Drunjalidi or Yari. Like, it's just a bad quarter.
yeah, he should beat Evans, right? And then he
You know
only
what
has to
though?
play.
Like, can he beat Rude? I don't know.
He can. I mean, Struff beat Rude, and Khachanov is better than Struff.
Yeah, but Khachanov doesn't do well against other like top guys.
But I think Cerundolo has a chance against Rude, to be honest.
Oh, I don't think so.
No?
No.
I'm not saying he's going to win. I just think that, like,
I mean, he has a chance, like a plus
70-30 match.
What?
That's a 70-30 match. Like, Rude would be probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think no thanks on this whole quarter.
Really? Not. I like
Yeah.
Khachanov.
I hear you.
Mhm.
I guess right, if you beat Yari. I just don't know, man. Like he beat Cerundolo. Did he beat Cerundolo pretty badly when they played? They played recently, right? Khachanov played Cerundolo.
Was that in Miami?
Thought so.
Three and two.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick off this. I'm gonna stay off this quarter entirely.
Okay. All right. All right. Third quarter, you got Cam Norrie, who's been pretty bad recently. Is the golden swing still like fatiguing Cam Norrie? Like, did that take?
He should be
much
better
out of-
now, but it's hard to say. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna back Nori here. How
He
did Nori
played.
do in Monte Carlo? Did he lose early?
Yeah, he lost first round, I think.
Yeah, he did to Cerundolo.
Yeah.
It's actually a respectable loss.
But 3 and 4? Like, not even win a set, not even really be competitive in a set. That's not good.
No, it's not.
So Norrie will play the winner of Kotov and Krutik. Rincon against Kubler. Musetti is there. Yoshi is there. We'll play the winner of Goffin and Feliciano Lopez, which I think is his last tournament. He's either
No,
is Madrid the last tournament?
Mallorca.
Oh, Mallorca, that's right. In the grass.
Yeah.
Or is it Queens? He usually plays Queens. And he won
No,
that.
he announced it Mallorca.
Mallorca? Okay.
Yeah.
Then Schwartzman and Yibing Wu, which I feel like is like this third time they played this year.
Yeah.
And then Jannik Sinner. So Sinner is minus 110 to win this quarter. Musetti is plus 450. Norrie plus 500. Goffin plus 1,000. Schwartzman plus 1,200. Yoshi plus 1,200. And then it's not even.
I'm all over Sinner here.
Me too. At minus 110. Basically
Yeah.
even money. 100%.
Like Norrie's been out of form. We saw Musetti play Sinner.
Mm-hmm.
And like, how is anybody like nobody's beating him until the quarters?
Nope. Schwartzman might be hurt. He was hurt last week. Yeah.
What?
Schwartzman might even be hurt.
Yeah.
And even if he's not hurt, it doesn't matter. Yeah, this is Sinner all the way.
Yep.
And then the bottom section, you got Demonor. We'll play the winner of Gustino and Shevchenko. Ramos Vinolas against Gomez. We'll play the winner of Dimitrov. Well, we'll play Dimitrov. Shapovalov is there. He'll play the winner of Pedro Martinez Kovalik. Kachin and Brower will play the winner. The winner of that will play Tsitsipas in the second round. So quarter prices here. Tsitsipas is plus 100, even money. Dimitrov is plus 450. Shapovalov is plus 500. Ew. De Minaur is plus 500. ARV is plus 1,000.
I've got nothing here.
I
I should have something, but the problem is like, okay, so if I don't trust Tsitsipas, who else is in here though?
It's either De Minaur or Dimitrov. And I prefer De Minaur on clay.
But what are the prices on both of them?
Dimitrov plus 450, De Minaur plus 500.
Probably go Dimitrov.
The only reason why I might lean Dimitrov is just because of a better matchup against Tsitsipas. Like De Minaur really struggles against Tsitsipas.
Well, yeah, because what is De Minaur going to do against Tsitsipas?
Yeah. At least Dimitrov has more kind of like he's craftier, he's a little bit better.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think De Minaur beats Dimitrov if they play. Like I think
So Tsitsipas is 6-1 against Dimitrov, and he's hammered him. They've played 3 times on clay, all straights. So 4 times on clay. They played 1 close match. That was Rome last year.
But I think De Minaur is like 7-0, or Tsitsipas is 7-0 against De Minaur, right?
I think you're right. It's some kind of beatdown, but like 8-0. I'm not saying either guy has a shot. Yeah.
But then what's Dimitrov and De Minaur's head to head? I know they play a really
So
close.
wait, actually, so isn't this Tsitsipas then?
No,
because like
I don't trust his health. So I want to take one of the other.
But can he lose to any of these guys? I guess he could lose to Dimitrov. I think it's Dimitrov because like unless what do you think about Shapo at 500?
No. If I would rather take Kovalik at plus 5,000 than Chapo.
I know Shapo's a hold your nose fade, but like,
no.
Man, he should not lose to Pedro or Kovalik. And then, I don't like Tsitsipas at all. Or I don't like Shapo at all. I don't like Tsitsipas.
No, at even money, no.
I think that's the only person left. What is it, 450?
Yeah. I slightly prefer
reasonable. He should beat Ramos, Vinolas, or Gomez. And then he's got the 2 matches we talked about.
What's the Dimitrov De Minaur head to head? 2-2. Damn. All on hard. All really close matches. So the line is properly set.
Yeah.
I like De Minaur. I don't know. I trust him slightly more to get there. Plus, he plays this tournament well. Like, he should have beaten Alcaraz here last year. I think he likes these conditions.
I just don't like... I think he's going to have to play Tsitsipas, and I don't think he can beat Tsitsipas.
Even, like, not good Tsitsipas?
Yeah. Because, like, De Minaur's not going to be able to hit through the court.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Now, as soon as he beats Dimitrov.
See, it's funny because I think the toughest matchup for Tsitsipas here is Shapo, ironically.
No, not in this form. I think in terms of pure matchup, I think you're right. But in this form, like, he could beat Shapo anyways because Shapo could just miss a million balls.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if he's making the balls, like, if he's playing well, that's clearly the toughest matchup for him in this quarter. Like, you don't know, like, we say this before, like, Shapo's erratic, but erratic could be bad or good. Recently, it's been more bad erratic, right?
Yeah.
But just say it's good erratic. That's a tough matchup for him. Whereas like De Minaur and Dimitrov, you know what you're going to get. Well,
So I agree with you if Tsitsipas was playing well. But with Tsitsipas not playing as well, I think Dimitrov is the toughest matchup.
Okay.
Because he's like a mix of like the problem with De Minaur is like he can't really like what's he gonna do to hurt Tsitsipas so Tsitsipas can just like focus on like Tsitsipas can slice more backhand, just focus on him getting the ball in the court, and De Minaur can't really do much. Whereas like Dimitrov's a nice mix of like he can attack him, but he's not gonna pull a I probably won't pull a Chapo and miss a bunch of balls, but I don't know. Now I'm talking myself out of it because it's Dimitrov, and like you gotta get him to show up for like 3 matches in a row, decide to play tennis.
Yeah, like that's the reason. Like I trust De Minaur more in the matchup against Dimitrov, slightly. Plus, I'm getting 500 as opposed to 450. That's the reason why I want to take De Minaur. But yeah, all right. Outrights here.
Yep, hit me with it.
Alcaraz minus 125, Sinner plus 400, Tsitsipas plus 800, Rude plus 1,000, Chapo plus 2,500, Kachanov plus 2,500, Musetti plus 2,800, ADF plus 3,300, Nori plus 3,300, Dimitrov plus 3,300, De Minaur.
I don't think there's anything here to hit.
I think it's Sinner again at 4-1.
No, he just played a long tournament, made the semis, had a rough match. Like, I don't trust the physicality.
But he has such an easy quarter. He should get to the semis within a breeze.
And there's no way he beats Alcaraz on clay.
But again, he has to get there. Like I'll ride the 4-1 there. You know, like I think he's a favorite.
And that needs to not break down. Like, no. He just played a tournament last week, so that's not good. He played a bunch of matches, played a long tournament.
All right. Do you like any long shots here?
No, I don't think there's anything that's good on the board here. Like, not as an outright, because like, I mean,
yeah, like, long shots are better in Monte Carlo. Now it's kind of like, I don't know.
I just know it's more that I just don't like any of these guys as a long shot guy in the draw. Like who's a long shot here that you like? What maybe like Kachanov maybe at 25 is kind of cool. If you think you need to play something.
Well, I think he went, I picked him to win the quarter. The problem is Alcaraz is looming like.
But that's not even his half, is it? Or is it his half?
It is his half. If it was the opposite half, I might take it, but.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. No Kachanov. You're right. There's too many top guys who's gonna have to beat somebody good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's gonna have to be Rude, which is hard enough.
He's gonna have to be somebody. He's gonna have to be. Yeah, this is a stay away from me. There's nobody. I mean,
I'm hitting
Keenan's kind of interesting, but he's actually got a pretty tough draw.
Too erratic to win 5 matches. I'm hitting Sinner at 4-1. I like the fact that he's on the bottom half of the draw. I think he'll be fine because he's not playing his first round until Wednesday. I just think his half is so weak. The bottom half is just horrible.
Concern for me here.
So I get that it's, you're hesitant because of the, long week this week, but I just think like his draw is just so easy, man.
I don't disagree. It's tennis wise, I'm on it. I'm not hitting it because of the physicality concern.
And then if he has to play Alcaraz in the final, like, I'll, okay, I'll deal with it then.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like Alcaraz Sinner matches up well against Alcaraz. He beat him in Umag last year. So like it's not like totally impossible, right?
Yeah.
So
It's a pure physicality concern for me. That's it. Otherwise, I would take it.
okay.
All right, on to first round matches.
First round matches. Let's go.
All right, we lead off with
Zapata Morales and Balaz.
7.5's the spread. I'm just staying away.
Me too. It's way too much. Way too much.
But Ballas is awful. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I think he retired multiple times and come back.
How did he protected ranking?
McDonald and Shelton.
I'm on McDonald here. Money line.
I don't know. I'm thinking Shelton, man.
Really?
Yeah, like McDonald's just like Clay doesn't really suit McDonald.
It doesn't. He's shown like that he could play on clay. Like last year, he reached the third round at the French.
Showing not being on play. Yeah, you might be right.
Like he hasn't shown anything this year, but I've seen him play decent tennis on clay. Yeah, made the third round, nearly took a set off Sinner.
He played Gowring to 8-6 in the fifth at Roland Garros a couple years ago. I'll hit you. I'll hit McDonald. I think the Shelton hype is still
Sheldon is
there.
just so inexperienced. He's played 2 matches on clay or 3 matches on clay his entire career.
Yeah.
Not this year, his entire career.
No, I know.
So to me and you're basically getting to pick him. Like I feel like you got to fade the Shelton hype.
I think you do too. I agree.
So
I'll hit McDonald money line here.
All right.
Bublik Rusevori. This is just no thank you. You like the under here? I think I like the under here, actually. The under 21.5.
I like it too.
Yeah, and you're just hoping one of these guys just gives up.
I'm going to hit that as well.
What?
I'm going to hit that.
Yeah. Borges Ivashka.
Borges Ivashka. I think I have the 3-set line here. Reset line here is plus 135. No?
You got Clay. Ivashka's the better player.
Yeah.
And he's been okayish on the clay. He beat Monte-Carlo, he beat Gaston, beat Taro Daniel, beat Evans. I don't know if those are good wins, but they are wins. And then he lost to Kachanov 6-2. Like,
why? So would you consider laying games here?
I don't know. This is a tough one. You're right though. I played 2.5. That's not nothing. I'm gonna stay away.
Okay. Trungaletti and Yari. Man.
I feel like 4.5 games for Mr. Trungaletti could be good here. He qualified. Yari has not looked good.
He has not.
And we talked about it before why I think he does better in South America. The serve plays up better on a warmer court. So
I'm gonna hit that too. I like the Trungaletti. You talked me into it. 4.5 is a lot for Yari.
Yeah. I mean that's why that's why you take the games, right? Or because
right. Plus 4.5. I like it. Echeverry and Andujar. I already hit this. I got this at 5.5 for Etch at plus 130, and I preferred that.
5.5 plus 130 or 5.5 minus 130?
Minus 135 or minus 130.
Okay.
I think the
So
line
moved
moved
up a
toward.
tiny bit.
Yeah. But I would still consider taking 6 at even money for Etch.
I'm considering it. Like, it's only Etch here. It's never Andujar. But this is Barcelona. Like, he might be motivated enough to get 6 games. It's too many games. I'm going to pass.
Andujar is like he's a shell of himself now, you know?
I don't disagree with that, but like it is Barcelona. Like I don't know. It is Barcelona. Like again, you're not asking him to win even a set. You're asking him to get 6 games. Like I think that's reasonable.
Okay. Kotov and Krutik.
You know what, man? Trinidad has oddly because he should be better on the clay, but he has been very good on the clay. I might just, but I'm still gonna take Trinidad. I think there's too many games.
It's too many games for Yari.
Yeah.
This was
Kotov and
Santiago.
Krutik. This line is pretty well set. I'm gonna pass.
Kotov and Krutik, me too.
Yeah.
Pedro and Kovalik. I'm taking Kovalik here. This is my play.
Yeah, me too. Pedro has been just terrible lately.
Yeah, it's plus 1.
I'm actually gonna go Kovalik money line at plus 170.
Me too. Me too. That's my play of the day. I'm going. It's a 2-unit play for me.
All right.
Right there.
Rincon and Kubler. If Rincon was better, I would take Rincon, but I think this is pretty well set. I'm gonna pass.
Four and a half is just too many games. I no.
For Kubler, yeah.
Yeah. Gofan and Lopez.
Pass. 5 is a lot of good. Like Lopez has been serving decent actually in his comeback. He can't really do anything else anymore, but he can serve. Schwartzman beat Gofan 4-2 in Monte Carlo. Schwartzman did play pretty well, but Gofan hasn't been great this year, even when healthy. I'm gonna pass.
I'm actually thinking of taking Lopez plus the 5.
If you were gonna do it, that's what I would do. The problem is like he could play a bad like it's slow play. He could play a bad set easily and lose it 6-2. Or like I mean you could even like if he serves second, it could end up being 4-3 and you could end up having to push.
That's true. Yeah, maybe I'll just stay away here. Schwartzman and Wu.
Wu has not been so good on the clay. Schwartzman should be better on the clay. I think it's a fine line. I'm gonna pass.
Well, also Schwartzman, it's a question mark with his health because he had
So no thanks. Pass.
That's a stay away from me. Passaro and Verdasco.
How's Passaro been recently? And how's Verdasco been? Like he's not winning matches, but it feels like he's competitive.
He got to the semis of a Madrid Challenger. He beat Karatsev and Marrakech, lost to Muller. He qualified for Dubai. That's hard court. Okay. He's been all right, but not great. But 4.5 is a lot. Playing someone in his home country who's going to be kind of pumped up.
Yeah. I don't know though, man.
I'm staying away. That's too many games.
But Verdasco just goes away sometimes. He's it's I don't. If
it was anywhere else but Barcelona, I would consider taking Passaro, but like not in this case. Arnaldi Munar. I like Munar minus 3.5. No?
Yeah, I do too. 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 I do too Kachin and Brewer.
I might take Munar over 12.5 at -105 because he just finds ways to make matches complicated.
He does. He does.
So.
What about the over here 20 or the 3-set line? I don't know. There's a lot of interesting lines here.
But
I'll probably just take Munar and lay the games.
Okay. All right. Kachin Brower. I might actually take Brower money line.
But Brower, I mean, he shouldn't do well on clay. Does he do okay on clay? He shouldn't. Like game style wise.
Yeah.
He beat Wolf. He beat Isner. But that was Houston. He's always done well in Houston.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a travel spot for him too. So yeah, no Brower.
Oh yeah, he
has not been good enough to be trustworthy to bet. I'm gonna pass that.
Yeah, Kachin too.
How do I feel about something on Gomez versus Ramos?
Gomez just had a terrible loss though. Gomez is
guys, it's just a travel spot for him. No thanks.
Gomez is really bad in clay. He lost to Jerome Lovin too on clay.
Yeah.
He's also lost his last 6 matches.
Yeah, but I can't take Ramos -5.5 versus anybody.
Me neither.
So it's a stay away then.
What's Ramos over 12.5 plus 105?
No. Justino versus our favorite guy.
How about 3 sets at plus 210?
Interesting. I'm not going to do it, but it's interesting.
It's plus 210.
I hear you. It's interesting.
Ramos just goes 3 sets against everyone.
I know. It's interesting.
So,
I'm not going to do it, but it's interesting.
Okay. And Gustino and Shevchenko.
Is Justino interesting here? Not really.
Shevchenko has actually been quite good recently.
But you're letting 4 games, which is a lot.
It's a lot.
I'm gonna stay away. I think it's a pretty well set line.
Yeah, he just won the challenger in Madrid. Shevchenko. So
I'm not saying Shevchenko hasn't been good. I'm saying 4 games is a lot of games.
Yeah, it is. All right, so that does it for Barcelona. So another it's a 3-week tournament. There are a ton of matches this week. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. I mean, clay court swing is really kicking into high gear right now. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's exciting times. So just recapping. So your futures, you didn't have many, right?
I had some, but not as many as you.
Yeah, you had. I think your biggest one was like 3rd quarter to win Munich. Is that right?
That sounds right.
No, I think it may have been Banja Luka. Well, we'll recap all our futures on the Twitter at some point. And then you're picking Fritz, right? To win
I am picking Fritz. I'm back. Where you and I are both on that together.
Okay. Sounds good. And then I'm on Sinner to win Barcelona. You're staying away there, right?
Yeah.
And then Banja Luka, I think Banja Luka is the one we're gonna do the 2nd quarter to win at plus 800. So that's our biggest long shot futures pick.
Yeah.
All right, very good. So keep following us on Twitter. Thanks.
Up over 200 followers. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the
Yep.
We always appreciate the good chatter. The chatter's picking up lately, which is great to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happy times. Happy times.
All right. Well, have a good night. Thanks for listening. Take care, guys.
Bye, guys.